why your marketing automation isn't making you money and how to fix it. Everybody selling you AI right now is selling you a money printer. Push a button, cash falls out, go lie on the beach. I've built these systems for 15 years. Let me tell you what automation actually is. It's plumbing. Hey, my name is Steve Lemus, your guide to building marketing systems that actually pay. I've been in digital marketing since the days of MySpace, back when I was hand coding custom profiles and themes for everybody. And I've watched this industry reinvent itself 5 or 6 times since then. So when I tell you that most people are getting sold a fantasy about AI and automation right now, it comes from watching it happen up close for 15 years. Here's what we're going to talk about today. Let's talk about what automation actually is and the metaphor that fixes everything, why smart 7-figure people still get burned, and how to keep the water running so the system actually pays. Automation does make you money. Read that one more time. Automation does make you money. Automation multiplies whatever you already have flowing through your business. And if nothing is flowing, it multiplies nothing. Think about that for a second. The people winning with AI right now are not winning because of the tools. They're winning because they understand one thing the hype crowd will never tell you. And that's the thing I'm going to hand you in the next 10 minutes. Let's align on what's real. So let's talk about it. What automation actually is and the metaphor that fixes everything. Everybody selling AI right now is selling a money printer. You push a button, cash falls from the sky, you go lie on a beach. That's the pitch. It's a complete lie, and it's costing people thousands. Here's the truth. Automation is plumbing. Think about the pipes in your house. Beautiful engineering, copper, pressure, valves, wired up perfectly. Now, shut off the water, what do you have? It's just an expensive wall decoration. And that's exactly what most people buy. They get sold the pipes and nobody tells them they still have to turn on the water. The water is your content, your offers, your leads, your strategy, the stuff a human still has to create and point in the right direction. I lived every era of this. Custom MySpace profiles, the social media land grab, the funnel boom, upside down funnels, value ladders, you name it. And now AI. Every single time, the tool changed and one thing never did. The tool amplifies the strategy. It never replaces it. Think about it this way. A pretty funnel with no traffic is a ghost town with great lighting. The machinery was never the hard part. The water was always the hard part. Think about that for a second. And this is why even the smartest 7-figure individuals, business owners, coaches, authors, speakers, still get burned. And it's probably the number one misconception that I see a lot in this industry. You're going to pay somebody $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 to build you a funnel to use AI systems. And then once it's sitting there, they think, what is happening? This is not producing me any money. It's not creating any leads for me. What's going on? So let's dive into that, because these business owners, these 7-figure producers, they're not dumb people. And they're getting caught up in it. I've watched 7-figure business owners do this. They're sharp operators. They didn't get scammed on the technology. They didn't get scammed on the expectation. They just thought that this funnel was going to be built for them and that it was going to automatically produce results. And here's the pattern you see all the time. They spend real money getting the system built. Automations are firing. The CRM is tagging every contact. The email sequences are going out. The ads are running. The plumbing looks really nice. Then they sit back and wait for the money because that's what they were promised, right? Nothing comes. Not because the system is broken, but because there's no water in it, no fresh content going in, no leads getting driven, no offer worth buying at the offer end. They built the pipes and forgot they still own the reservoir. And this happens a lot because if you look at an ad, and this is what I do a lot of the time, so you tell me if you do this as well. You'll click on an ad, and the first thing you'll do is go look at the profile, go look at the page, go take a look and see if that person has any growth. if they actually have any content. Because I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10, if I click on an ad and that profile doesn't have content, I'm navigating away from the ad. So I'll give you an example. I worked with a heart surgeon, Dr. Phil Avadia. He went from 0 to more than 50,000 followers. People assumed that there was some magic. There wasn't. There was consistent content week after week for a very long time. I think almost 4 years. That was the water, the content. The system just carried it further. Automation does not remove the work. It removes the repetition. There's a massive difference, and it's the difference nobody wants to hear. You still have to feed the machine every single day. Now, here's a counterintuitive part, and I've learned this the hard way. The businesses that fail with automation usually fail because they stopped 3 feet from gold. The system was up, the money was spent on the ads, and they quit right before it compounded. Marketing is a commitment, not a campaign. And this is probably the number one thing that a lot of individuals don't understand is marketing becomes this monthly subscription of continuous content, continuous conversations, all leading individuals back to your offer. So how do you keep the water running so the system actually pays you? So let's get practical. What do you actually do first? First, let's decide what the water is before you ever build the pipes. This is what I like to call working your funnel backwards. What's your content? What are your offers? What leads? If you can't name the water, you're not ready for the plumbing. So figure out what is going to be your free offer, what is going to be the next paid offer, and then what is going to be the actual customer journey to get the person to that place. Feed it on a schedule you can actually keep. I'd rather you post one real thing a week for 2 years than 30 things in 1 month and then don't post anymore. Consistency is the water pressure. It compounds, and compounding is boring right up until it isn't. Think about that for a second. I read this book recently, Atomic Habits, where they talk about the little things that you keep consistent will compound on each other. You just have to keep doing this day in and day out. Give the machine something worth carrying. A brilliant automation pointed at a weak offer just delivers your weak offer fast. Fix your offer first. The system will honor whatever you feed it, good or bad. Here's the one question that protects you from every hype merchant out there. When someone sells you a system that runs your whole business while you sleep, money rains from the sky, ask them this: what's flowing through it? If they don't have an answer, they sold you pipes. It reminds me of the phrase that we know how to send the right message at the right time. A great marketer will just tell you how that happens. It's because they've programmed automation over a course of time so that at any given moment, it could be the right time, the person will receive that piece of automation. Because here's the truth. No marketer knows when to send the right message, which is why we rely on automation to send that message at the right time. And understand the timeline before you start. This is a 12 to 24 month game, not a weekend. Some of the individuals that I've worked with, I've been working with them for decades, minimum 4 to 5 years. The people chasing the overnight machines, they're gone in about 90 days. So remember, plumbing without water is just a very expensive way to own nothing. You want to build the system, you want to have the pretty pipes, but you want to have the water flowing through it. This is the content. Because when you keep the water running, that part is always yours. And it's the part that actually pays you. Are you enjoying this video? Hit that like button, subscribe to the content, and remember to turn on notifications so you get a reminder of new videos. Lastly, before we close out, if you want help writing the system and keeping the water flowing, that's what I do. Go check out Apex. It's an online AI agent that helps you actually refine your content, write content for you as much as a year into the future if you wanted to, but at least it gives you the starting foundation of what the water flow is going to be like. So you can go get any system you want. You can go get Keep or Go High Level or Active Campaign, doesn't really matter. You can even go build it in Claude directly if you wanted to. But just know that the content that is going to be flowing through this system is what's going to give you the result in the end. So appreciate your time. Thanks so much for checking out my content, and we'll see you in the next video.